there are three timelines in which you should analyze any business objective: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. So quality of content on a scale of 1 to 5 of your book in the short term, how important is that to your success with the book? A masterpiece worth of content versus average content. How will that influence the success of your book in the short term on a scale of 1 to 5? And the answer is about, unfortunately, 2 to 3. So a lot of people, okay, so my friend Robin Sharma wrote a book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And that book sold like 11 million copies. It's stupid, crazy how well that book sold. Now, he had no pressure when he wrote that book. And he went out there and he worked it hard. And so he didn't sell 11 million in the first day, first week, first month, first year, first 2 years. It took him a while to do that. And now Robin has a new book that's coming out. I don't think mention the title because I don't know if it's publicly knowledge or not. But I've seen Robin struggle to finish this book for the last 2 years. And that's because he's trying to write a masterpiece to equal what he did with The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And he's putting too much pressure on that because the content up front, if it takes 2 years, is not of equal importance to getting the book out there. All right. So now midterm, it goes from a 2 to 3. And long term, it goes to a 5. So what are the most read books? Amazon has a list of most read books because they're tracking Kindles, right? And what is consistently on the most read book list? What are some of the classics that are consistently on the most read list? There is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's a classic. There is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and that still sells like crazy. Think and Grow Rich is another one, right? That's where long-term the content was transformational. How many books, though, did Napoleon Hill write before he wrote Think and Grow Rich? I will tell you, Think and Grow Rich would never have been as good as it was if it wasn't for his secretary. She was the difference. She was the game changer in that book. A lot of people don't know the story behind that, right? And so the long term, he finally wrote a book that had quality and had staying power. But did you also know that essentially he died penniless? Napoleon Hill was not somebody who ate his own dog food. He created one of the greatest messages in the world, but he couldn't even apply it himself. But the content was the staying power in this. But you know what really made the book work in the short term? It wasn't the content of the book. What was the most important thing about the book? The title, okay? Does anybody know the original title that Napoleon Hill was going to name that book? I might have to look this up. Hey, Angela, if you're hearing me here, can you look that up? Is it Noodle for... Yeah, okay, never mind. Gosh, you guys are so cool. I mean, of course you're smart. Look at how much money you spend with me, right? Week. It's like Noodle for your caboodle or something like that, right? If he would have named it that, I don't think any of us would have ever ended up reading that book. So in the short term, the title of the book is far more important than the content in the book. What else is more important than the content in the book in the short term? So title is one of it. Yeah, the cover.